Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode here of our F1 2012 career mode. Just 2 weeks remain to episode USA and Brazil to cap off the season. Fresh off of a near win in Abu Dhabi, we were chasing down Jensen Button. Unfortunately came up a little bit short. The championship is already sorted. Hamilton is going to be the champion, but Button, Alonso, they're going to have a scrap. We still have a chance to run down our teammate of Michael Schumacher as well, so that's going to get pretty interesting. And in the constructors we can still beat Lotus, so hopefully we can do that and get to Mercedes to 4th place. Before we jump in real quick, I got good news. F1 2013 and even a little bit beyond F1 2013 for the career modes have been sorted, and we will have no issues bringing you that series to the channel now, which I'm excited to announce. But anyways, let's head to the track. Here we go for qualifying. Then we had a great qualifying effort in the last one in Abu Dhabi, which of course set us up really well. Just for that Grand Prix in general. A bit of a wide turn one right there, but not a huge deal now. My first time driving COTA in F1 2012, and just like the next one in Brazil will be my first time on that circuit. Wow, the S's feel a lot more tighter, I guess you could say, than current F1 games now. I know that a lot of the tracks in the F1 games are not laser scanned, so not surprised that there's such a big difference in feeling here now, but I'd say pretty good Sector 1 we're coming up on here, to say the least. Hamilton right now at the top of the board. I'm just kind of using his AI right here, his ghost at least, to judge my braking zone for this corner. I abuse the track limits a little bit right there, but we give the time back. Hamilton hard on the throttle on the DRS. I'm going to use all of my curve deployment right here and just hope we can stay within striking distance now. And can we go 2 back-to-back good qualifying efforts? I don't think we've done that this season here. Now down the gears to gear 2. I was pretty cautious right there. I'm going to even open the DRS just like Hamilton does for a brief moment right there. And into this final sector we go. I'm definitely leaving some time on the table, I can tell, at some parts of this circuit. Swing the car way over there to the right. Once again, a bit of a struggle right there on the apex, but let's see what happens through the long, sweeping right-hander. Try to not spin the car out here. Definitely got to be careful in the Grand Prix with that. I can definitely tell just off of my first attempt through that corner. But overall, not a terrible lap. Again, just like Abu Dhabi. It's not going to be as good of an effort, I don't think, as Abu Dhabi. Let's see. We come through. Hamilton pole, easy. And, oh, wow, I forgot. I was completely forgot about the line being all the way up here. So P12 is what we end up, but we're only 3/10 off our teammate Michael Schumacher. Alonso actually steals pole barely over Lewis Hamilton, so we've got ourselves an interesting start down into turn 1. Here we go then, ready to go, racing at Circuit of the Americas. A little bit of work to do in turn 1, but this is one of the best opportunities all calendar to get a very strong turn 1 exit and gain some positions. Here we go, it's going to be 5 red lights, lights out, we're on our way. Sergio Perez, Kobayashi just in front of us. Not a great start for Kobayashi. He's going to leave the door potentially open here down towards turn 1. I mean, if the door is even open a little bit, I'm coming in hot. And, oh, he's going to try and close it off. I'm going to lunge one up the inside. That was aggressive, very aggressive. Alonso with one of the worst starts ever in the background. One of the racing point, Force Indias has gone around. Don't know if that was DeResta or if that was Hulkenberg. We are checking up here, but an absolutely abysmal start for Fernando Alonso. Not what you want from him. Schumacher as well with a really abysmal start. He is outside of the points after that one. So, you know, it wasn't the best start in the world, I felt like, for myself, but at the same time, I mean, look at the gains we just made. Wow, good heavens, we are stomping on the brake pedal just about now. Massa and myself are going to tussle down here in towards the corner, and we will take that position away. Up into P7 we go. We take that. I'm actually pretty happy now overall with this Grand Prix starting off. Alonso's already putting pressure on. I can't tell what that is from here. Maybe at Lotus. It's really hard to tell. We're going to find out here momentarily. Massa's coming in hot. And is he going to make a move? No, he will not. So, and Alonso's not actually able to pass Grosjean. And actually a little bit of contact there. Alonso, I don't think you could have much of a worse first lap. I mean, you're getting passed by Gary O, and that tells you how bad your first lap was. So, up into P6 we go. Really good start here now, and I reckon we can get Grosjean maybe at the turn 1 on lap 2. All right, that's 1 lap complete here in a Circuit of the Americas now as we head down into turn 1, closing right up on the back of Grosjean. A bit of a different line there for him and I, but you can see up ahead Hamilton is at the top of the board right now. Alonso, they're just behind us, but not really closing in quite yet here. And I think if we get through these S's, well enough, we'll have a good opportunity to go down the long straightaway there and be able to hopefully overtake Grosjean in that Lotus now. A little bit aggressive there on the track limits. It's very easy to be very aggressive on track limits when it comes to Circuit of the Americas. Now, when you watch NASCAR race the Circuit of the Americas, track limits are not even existing now as we head down into the braking zone, down to first gear, and just kind of trying to set him up, but he gets a really good exit, so we're going to have to wait once again. DRS is, of course, going to be the difference maker here today. We have a tussle. We have a tussle going on up here. You got Raikkonen, you got Sebastian Vettel, as well as Jenson Button. That's going to bring me right back into the mix immediately here. Do I get aggressive and send one up the inside of Grosjean right here? You know, I could, but it's really early in the Grand Prix, and I don't feel like going for a dive bomb like that right now, so we will stay tucked in behind, but that created a bit of a train effect here on the, I would say, basically third on down. I got Grosjean right in front of me, and up the inside we go. I was thinking of waiting till this straightaway here to go for the overtake, but it was just kind of there for the taking, so I figured why not do it now. So up into P5 we go. We have been just setting a blistering pace here lately in this F1 2012 career mode. I feel like it's taken me, you know, all season long. It took me all season, basically, to finally get to this comfort zone. And Raikkonen, of course, with a bit of a scrap there with Button's going to allow me to overtake him around the inside, and up into fourth place we go. But like I was saying, I feel like we've just found this comfort zone now to where I'm kind of vibing with the cars and how they drive, and we're now able to really step up our game. And I'm looking back on the track map. Schumacher's really struggling so far in this Grand Prix. But next up, Button. We couldn't quite pass him last episode for the victory, but we could get him for a podium here today. Wow, look at that. Sebastian Vettel up into second place, and he sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton maybe not going to be cruising to victory today. You never know, but he does have a nice gap to Hamilton now. Another thing that I've been thinking about is we have 2 races left, one after this episode, and that's Brazil, of course, but we have not had a safety car at all this season. Safety cars apparently very rare in F1 2012, and I'm wondering, you know, if we're going to actually see one. Now, I remember way back in the day when I used to play F1 games like 2011, I did get, I think it was a red flag actually in the season finale in Brazil, and that was a really cool moment there. I was not anticipating that opportunity right there on Jenson Button, and you know what? I don't think it's over yet. I have DRS using all of my Kerr deployment. That should make us pretty safe. Yes, it will. Button got some DRS this time. I don't like my chances here. He was able to stick with me all throughout the lap, and there he goes, zooming by. Not much of a contest, but he might break early, so let's see. And I'm going to send one back up the inside. They break so early. It's crazy how early they will just stomp on that brake pedal. So we will take the position immediately back from the British driver and try to focus in on that 2.6 second gap that is in between myself and Sebastian Vettel, as he's still trying to run down Hamilton, but he set that fastest lap of the Grand Prix and then hasn't really seeming to have been able to close in very much. So let's see if we can try to close in, but now it's going to be trying to open up that gap to Jenson Button, of course, and keep him out of that DRS, because if he's in that DRS, it's going to be a very tough challenge to get away from him and close in on Seb, because we're going to find ourselves in consistent battles, and right now we're not doing a good job of getting away from him. I just gained a ton of time right there. I had a purple sector 1, looking really good, 1.8 seconds the gap. We might get out of the DRS. No, we won't, because that is absolutely botched the daylights out of that set of corners right now, and that's going to keep Button within striking distance. And I believe we got Alonso here, who's also wanting to, you know, stay a part of this little party we're having here, this American party, as we try to get away from Button here. I think we're going to be fine, actually. Yeah, we should have enough of a gap. All right, it's time to box here now, and I believe Vettel's going to come in. Yes, Hamilton stays out, and Button and Alonso follow. We gained a good chunk right there on Seb, who was pretty cautious coming into the pits. So we're going to take off the yellow stripes, of course, put on the white stripes, and see if we can maybe leapfrog the Red Bull. Let's see what the situation's going to be. And it's a 3.4 second pit stop. I don't think we got the Red Bull. Nope, he's right there. Sebastian Vettel still out in front of us. So a little bit of work to do, but I'm very happy with how this Grand Prix has gone so far. Decent gap as well to Jenson Button behind. And I'm going to try to get right up on Seb here to see if we can, of course, find ourselves in a good position going into that long straightaway and hopefully use that DRS. Here we go then. We are going to be setting up Seb for a potential overtake now. DRS is going to be open. He is going to have basically nothing for us here now. He's gonna go left. I'm gonna go right, and that will be an extremely easy overtake here, topping out at miles per hour now. I was pretty cautious there in the braking, but Seb, oh no, oh, don't hit me, don't hit me. I have made a huge error, and now we've got this one saying I like to use. It's called, we got work to do. Oh, we really lost out because of that spin. Here comes Schumacher exiting literally right beside me, trying to give him some room to work with. We get past him, but yeah, you see the damage now. I mean, instead of fighting for second with Seb, we're down to P9 behind Felipe Massa. However, I mean, I'm not concerned. I think we can rally back to a top 5 and maybe even get on the podium still because we got really good pace in this car. So yeah, the concern's not too high quite yet. All over the back of Massa now. I'm going to go to the right side, throw a bit of a curveball, maybe actually a little bit of contact between himself and I. We'll get the overtake complete though, down into the corner, go for a little bit of a sharper exit than Weber, use that DRS now, and we're going to swing to the left. He has no DRS, he was not within that 1 second, so back up at a P7 already, and there is a huge fight up here in front of us, so podium for sure, still a possibility. Let's see what happens here, down in towards the braking zone. Grosjean going at it with his teammate. Oh, good heavens, that got a little bit close right there. Up into P6 we go. And this fight, it's not over yet. Podium, it's right there. I got a warning for corner cutting on that. That's an interesting warning to give, but we'll take it. Moving on. I think that we've had a big assistance with these guys, of course, fighting each other as this race has gone and in the last couple of laps. So we're really going to have a good opportunity here to still get a very respectable result out of this. Hamilton, however, he's long gone down the road. The only way he's going to be, of course, taken down is with some mechanical failure. Vettel is Raikkonen with the DRS. I got the DRS. I'm going to use every bit of curb deployment that I have, and I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, we have some long-term speed down the straightaway. There's a tussle happening up there in front of us, and does he leave the door open? Yes, he's going to have to slow down, though, for Alonso. That's going to be where the door opens, so thank you very much, Kimi Raikkonen, for the position, and Alonso, my dude, you are next up in line. Here's going to be our opportunity to get Fernando right here. It should be pretty easy, honestly, now. Use the curb deployment. He's got no DRS, so don't even need to be concerned yet, although some really good straight line speed out of that Ferrari. But now here you see the difference right here. Now going to be a contest. To the right side we go of the circuit, up into now P4, and now it's Jensen Button that we're going to be finding ourselves chasing him down once again. I mean, we are coming up on 4 laps to go. Sebastian Vettel is not that far out. I can see him up there. I mean, what a pace we've been setting since the spin. There is still a possibility we can get second place, but it's going to be pretty hard. I just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, I believe. Look at that. I mean, it's a bit surprising, but I'm struggling hard on grip there on the exit of turn 1. Yeah, but 142.6. We'll take that. Here we go then with an opportunity now to get past Button. The pace hasn't quite been as good as I thought it was going to be, so it's taking me a bit longer to go get Jensen. I did not mean to shift up into 7th so early, but not going to make a difference. Around the outside we go, and taking that spot from Button for P3. So back into the podium, we're going to have 2 laps to run down Sebastian Vettel. I'm going to say odds are, based on how long it took me actually to get Jensen there, I'm going to say we're probably not going to gain that 2.5 seconds on Seb, but never say never. It is a possibility. All right, 1 lap to go. It's not going to happen with Seb. 2.8 seconds up the road. I haven't really gained anything as we head down into turn 1 for the final time. Pretty aggressive there into turn 1. Pretty deep, but it's all right. Seb has had a really good race. This is going to be probably his best race of the season. It's been a very rough season for not only Sebastian Vettel, but just Red Bull in general, really. We really haven't seen much pace out of that team at all. A purple sector 1, we don't mind those here. 2.4 seconds the gap. I mean, we closed in a little bit, but it's still not going to actually end up being enough there. Button behind, too far back to be able to make a move. So just settling in to P3. I mean, I'm not going to complain about 2 back-to-back podiums again here after what happened in Abu Dhabi. Was a really great Grand Prix. It just didn't quite work out for the win, but we had a spin. We had a nice comeback here. We had a lot of pace again for 2 videos in a row, which I'm really happy about. Lewis Hamilton, not even going to be a contest for him. He has been in control of this Grand Prix from start to finish. He didn't even need to qualify a pole. He was just able to get a better start, obviously, than Fernando Alonso and just take control of this thing. The gap has come down quite significantly between myself and Seb on this final lap, but it's not going to actually be enough there, as he is going to head down through the double right-hander. Lewis Hamilton, on the other hand, has just one more corner to go, and he will be the winner here. Our field, we should be okay on field. It says optimal, right? So Lewis Hamilton, however, he is going to come through to win in Circuit of the Americas. He's already won the Drivers' Championship, and we are going to come through for a podium once again in Circuit of the Americas. We will gladly take that. Very, very good day, closing the gap to Schumacher with one race remaining on the season, as he is only able to pick up one single point. So not a great day for Michael there. A bit of a poor performance here from what he's been able to put up on the board lately. Alonso actually got button at the end of that Grand Prix. Raikkonen, Grosjean, Weber, Massa, Schumacher, the rest of the top 10. Someone did DNF. I don't know who. It's Hulkenberg. We did see a Force India spin at the beginning of the Grand Prix. I'm going to take a guess and say that it was possibly Hulkenberg. Here is a look at the standings. It's still going to be between Button and Alonso for a second in the standings. A great day for Alonso to, of course, close that gap a little bit. We have tied our teammate Michael Schumacher with one race to go. So we are going to have a little scrap here for 8th place and 9th place, respectively. Massa's had a terrible season, of course. We'll see what he ends up in the next one. In the Constructors, it is all decided up front, of course, but Red Bull and Ferrari have, well, something to make up here. Who's going to come out on top of that battle? And you can see it's still pretty close between us and Lotus, although the odds of anything happening there is very low. Actually, it's impossible. Actually, I just realized that we cannot mathematically beat them, I don't think. Unless, no, I think there's definitely, yeah, no, we could, but it'd be like a first and second and them getting no points, so it's not going to happen. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for me. If you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the season finale of this F1 2012 Career Mode in the next episode in Brazil. Have a great day, everybody.